Well, next Tuesday is the primary, and Las Vegas voters will vote for a new mayor. And for the first time in a quarter century, a Goodman will not be on the ballot. This week, Fox 5 sits down with the three leading candidates to replace Mayor Carolyn Goodman. And we begin with Shelley Berkley, who has had a long career in politics. Our first question, why do you want to be mayor?
I love public service. For me, it's my grandparents were Holocaust survivors that came to this country. Without America, my grandparents would have been killed, and my parents would have never been born, nor would have I. This is my way of giving back to the community and our nation, not only for taking my family in, giving us a chance to survive, which we did, but to thrive, and we certainly have done that.
And why should people vote for you?
Well, thank you for asking me, John. What are the issues that compel people and people are interested in and talk to me about? Obviously, public safety. That's a very large issue. And even that, I would say, is the #1 issue on people's minds. And the irony is that major crime is down in Las Vegas and in all of Southern Nevada, yet there's a sense of insecurity, and people want to feel safe in their own home. That's #1. #2.
Can I just stop you for a second?
Yes, of course.
As mayor, though, what can you really do about that? I mean, isn't that kind of in the hands of Metro?
Absolutely. And I hesitate to take credit or say I can solve the problem, but what I can do, and as you know, the city and the county both fund Metro. I have a wonderful relationship with the sheriff, and Kevin and I have a history of working together. Metro has to present their budget to both the city and the county, and that's where you get to work with the sheriff, decide what the priorities are, and be supportive. They need more officers, then you provide more officers. They need more training and equipment, then you make sure that the city and the county are providing those resources. Yes, you're 100% right. We have an elected sheriff, but he's there to share with us what his needs are, and our job is to make sure that we can protect all of our fellow citizens by working closely with Metro. That's #1. #2, homelessness. It's an issue on everybody's mind, and if we don't take care of that now, where it's going to explode and be out of hand. Once they're clean, then you work on a job and being able to support themselves and their families, transitional housing, and then ultimately living on their own and in housing that they can afford. And that brings us to the third issue, of course, affordable housing. People that are working 2 jobs, husbands and wives that are both working, are having trouble having enough money to make a down payment on a home. We have a lot of out-of-state investors that are buying up single-family houses and buying apartment complexes and jacking up the price. These investors have no relationship to our city or our community. Their children aren't here. They aren't here. All they're doing is making money off the backs of the people that I would like to represent. And that's something that we truly have to look into.
But how would you undo something like that? They're already here.
Undo may not, but future might. And so, yeah, we're not going to be able to undo it, but there's a fundamental unfairness here that people that have no contact and no involvement with our community are getting very wealthy off of people that are struggling in our community. That's an important issue as well. And then finally, economic growth and development. Much as I love the gaming industry, and you know I was in the gaming business for about 9.5 years, so I know our major industry very well. And I think it's important, if you're going to represent Las Vegas, you ought to know something about the major industry. But I've also been a tremendous proponent over the years of economic diversification. We should not be completely reliant on one industry.
Our one-on-one interviews continue with Victoria Seaman Thursday and Cedric Creer on Friday.